Hey, it is Wednesday, October 15th, and we have several things to go over with both Pip Logic and DSJ. So we'll go through quite a few things just to show what has happened in the last 24 hours, and then also at DSJ, kind of what's happened the last 72 hours since my withdrawal of $3,000. So let's start with Pip Logic. So this one was weird to me in the last 24 hours because it looked like Tuesday went by and we didn't get a trade. And I'm like, oh, what a bummer. And then by the end of the evening, I was getting some messages trickling in saying, hey, we got a trade today, but we didn't hear anything from you. And I'm like, we did? And I would go back and my account would still be, this was still at 4,800. This was the last trade, this $20 trade that we got from last week. And I'm like, no, I didn't get a trade. But I got a couple people saying, yeah, we did. And I'm like, no way. So I had to actually put in a support ticket, and I said, and then I got my upline guy. He actually sent me and said, hey, we got a trade, and it was a 2.88% gain. And I'm like, what? I said, no, I don't have that showing in my account at all. So I put a support ticket in, and I said, my account's not updated. I don't know why it's not showing the last trade that we got, yesterday. And plus I didn't get any, like the bonus that I get from the trade volume. I didn't get anything in here in the wallet. And then of course I went to work and worked my 10 hours there, and then I came back, and this morning I logged back in, and I've checked it all night on my phone. I've checked it, and I didn't hear back from him via email or anything. And then this morning I just barely logged in on my computer here, and it showed it. And it's like, oh, so it showed that I got a big whopping $138.93, which came out to 2.88%, which was super crazy. I mean, they must have held one overnight or something. I don't know. They said they weren't going to trade on Monday, and maybe they traded like an early trade on Tuesday, but now and they finally sold, I guess, on like almost the close of the securities market, but this is futures, so it can keep going. But yeah, they must have held one for a while, and it just shot up. So the 2.88% yesterday brought our weekly, it's our first trade, so our weekly report would be 2.88, and our monthly is already up to almost 6%. So that's pretty good. We are, I don't know, that just blows me away how all of a sudden we almost get this 3%er, and we've been struggling for the last couple of weeks. I know that, but that's always positive. Let's go back. So that brought us to, for the overall, 76%, almost 77 there. Gross profit of $3,246.01. And yeah, yesterday I had 4,800. So today I hit the 5,000 mark, and that's only because it was like 49 something, but I had like $50 in here from the bonus, the 5% bonus that I get. And so I already added that. I topped up and brought it up above $5,000 there. So we're looking good. And this time I'm hoping I can just let it ride for a while. DSJ is definitely covering my mortgage, so I'm good with that. And so this one, I think I'm just let it ride for a while, see how far up it goes. So that's awesome. Loving Pip Logic, and yeah, big things like that. So I'm pretty sure they just held on to the trade for a while and just let it ride, and they came out with a big whopping number there. And plus they might have, I don't know if they, traded with a larger portion of our account or what. I don't know. I am not sure, but it was a nice big hit. And I'm just glad this morning when I logged in that it was all back to where it was supposed to be, because several other people are like, yeah, I got mine. And I'm like, I didn't get mine. And usually it's all the same time. They just dump all the profits and proceeds in there. So anyway, we're looking good there. This one is, to me, a lot more secure, very conservative. And as far as their past experiences there, I mean, they've got a 86% win rate and ROI of almost 1700% there. I saw somewhere where the update was like 1700 and something percent. So that's pretty good for since 2018. So this one's been around for quite a while and going strong. So that is excellent. So today, or so far this week, and this thing's coming up too. I don't think I've ever had it verifying that I'm a human. So I don't know, maybe I got some kind of a two-factor authentication all of a sudden now, and I have to make sure I'm human. But anyway, we're looking good on it. Let's move over to DSJ Exchange. And I know someone was joining and they said, oh, so many people are telling me it's a scam, and so they didn't join. But you know what? I mean, I've definitely taken my seed money out. I started with 2,500, and I've taken out 4,000 so far. I took out 1,000 last week, and then on Sunday or Saturday night, I showed you guys my live withdrawal, where I withdrew 3,000 more. So yeah, I'm up $1,500 on it. So that's, if you get past that 50 days and you get your seed money out, then it's just all taking profits from there, no matter what happens. So this one was 10,800 on Saturday night, and I took out 3,000, and it was 7,800, 7,850. And now I'm looking at 82.23 since Sunday. So Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday trades, and I'm back above the P&L of $100. It was down there when it was 7,500. It was like $90. I'm like, oh, I went back under 100 a day. So it's good to see that I'm above $100. It does come back pretty quick, pretty amazing. I'm going to go to futures and check out the historical orders. So these were yesterday's trades. There's two of them, and then 2 days ago, and then one more. It does like 3 days in a row there. There you go. So yeah, with all that, it came above to where I made about $373 since Sunday, and that came out to 4.75% for the week so far. So week to date, and it's about 1.26 a day is what you get. And of course, if you hit every trade, there's times that you miss a trade once in a while. So it's definitely you just got to do it twice a day. Set your alarms, and it's like clockwork. Very very easy money for me, at least. It's something that you can do. And me, I actually I fall asleep right here in about a half an hour. Once I get this video posted, I'll go to sleep, and I have my alarm set for 11:30 my time, Mountain Time, and I just get up 11:33 so that the code's already there, and I just do my trade, click click click, and go back to sleep. So even if you're on the other side of the world and these trades are happening during the night, I mean, it's worth it to me to be able to just have my alarm. I wake up, and the nice thing is I'll wake up and I'm like, oh, is it already time to wake up? but then I'll be like, oh, this is the trade, and I'll put my trade in, and I'll just be like, oh, I get to go back to sleep for another 4 hours. So I just go back to sleep. So you just do what you got to do, and then of course my 5:30 trade I do on the way to work, and so I'm actually commuting at the time, and I'm like, oh, there's my alarm, so I gotta put my trade in, and thank goodness it's fairly easy, so I'm not feeling like I'm endangering anybody while clicking in 2 buttons. Copy and paste. Anyway, those are the two. So about 4.75% so far this week, and Pip Logic is 2.88, and they might have another trade today. I'm hoping, I'm crossing my fingers that they get those 3 trades in a week that we so want, that we've been kind of missing the last couple of weeks. But everything's looking good on this one too. So that should do it today. I know I've had a couple of long videos in the last week or so with the Dallas Zoom and then my withdrawal. So I'll just cut it shorter today, and we will chat with you at the end of the week, and I'll give you an update on what we made this week. All right, any questions, send me a comment. I know someone asked me, like, you know, the Zoom call, they said, hey, at 12 minutes it says all these exchange commissions and this stuff and this stuff. And they say, where, you know, I'm not finding these reports or these, you know, contracts that they have. And I looked it up, you know, right where he was saying, and then I just looked it up on like the SEC website, and it showed that they have, you know, they're Aurora, Colorado, they're a LLC, and it's DSJ exchange, so they at least are registered with the SEC. So yeah, I wasn't quite understanding why he couldn't find them, but he was asking a question about that, so I thought I'd answer that. And then someone else asked a question about, do we have to share it? And I said, no, not at all. If you don't share it and you just do your 2 trades a day, it's every 50 days you double your money. So that's, you know, good to go. Whatever you want to put in and just double it every 50 days. If you share it, it definitely, you know, trims that 50 days down to however fast you're sharing it. You know, a lot of people will do it to where they get it every 40 days. You know, they'll get it down. Mine doubled quite fast. I shared it quite a bit. And then if you get that elusive 3rd trade everyone wants, and that's where you get 5 people under you and they get 5 people. Once that happens, you get this 3rd trade, and that's supposed to make you double every 30 days. So every month you double your money. So that's kind of the goal with people that are doing this as a business or as just sharing it as a supplemental income and wanting to do it as a team and as a group. But we are still growing, so thanks so much for everyone who's hopping on board and journeying with me on this this space. This is definitely an interesting space to make extra money. Scary space. It's all digital, but I've withdrawn $4,000, so it's come into my bank, so it's good. All right, well, we'll chat with you guys at the end of the week. Have a good week. Bye.